Chapter 9. Effect of compliance and non-compliance with Baba's order at the time of taking leave. A few instances. Mendicancy and its necessity. Devotees Tarkad family's experiences. Baba fed sumptuously. How? In the end of the last chapter, it was barely stated that the Bhaktas who obeyed Baba's orders at the time of taking leave fared well, and those who disobeyed them suffered many a mishap. This statement will be amplified and illustrated with a few striking instances and by other matters dealt with in this chapter. Characteristic of Shirdi pilgrimage. One special peculiarity of Shirdi pilgrimage was this, that none would leave Shirdi without Baba's permission. And if he did, he invited untold suffering. But if anyone was asked to quit Shirdi, he could stay there no longer. Baba gave certain suggestions or hints. When Bhaktas went to bid goodbye and take leave, these suggestions had to be followed. If they were not followed or were departed from, accidents were sure to befall them who acted contrary to Baba's directions. We give few below instances. Tatyakote Patel. Tatyakote was once going in a tanga to Kopurgaon Bazaar. He came in haste to the masjid, saluted Baba, and said that he would go to Kopurgaon Bazaar. Baba said, "Don't make haste. Stop a little. Let go the bazaar. Don't go out of the village." On seeing his anxiety to go, Baba asked him to take Shama, Madhav Rao Deshpande, at least with him. Not minding his direction, Tatyakote immediately drove his tanga off the two horses. One, which cost rupees 300, was very active and restless. After passing Saul well, it began to run rashly, got a sprain, and its waist and fell down. Tatya was not much hurt, but was reminded of Mother Sai's direction. On another occasion, while proceeding to Kolhar village, he disregarded Baba's direction and drove in a tanga which met with another similar accident. European gentleman. One European gentleman of Bombay once came to Shirdi with an introductory note from Nana Sahib Chandorkar and with some object in view. He was comfortably accommodated in a tent. He wanted to kneel before Baba and kiss his hand. Therefore, he tried thrice to step into the masjid, but Baba prevented him from doing so. He was asked to sit in the open courtyard below and take Baba's darshan from there. Not pleased with this reception he got, he wanted to leave Shirdi at once and came to bid goodbye. Baba asked him to go the next day and not to hurry. People also requested him to abide by Baba's direction. Not listening to all this, he left Shirdi in a tanga. The horses ran at first all right, but when Saul Well was passed, a bicycle came in front, seeing which the horses were frightened and ran fast. The tanga was turned topsy-turvy and the gentleman fell down and was dragged some distance. He was immediately released but had to go and lie in Kopargaon hospital for the treatment of the injuries. Because of such experiences, all people learnt the lesson that those who disobeyed Baba's instructions met with accidents in one way or the other, and those who obeyed them were safe and happy. Necessity of mendicancy. Now, to return to the question of mendicancy, a question may arise in the minds of some that if Baba was such a great personage, God in fact, why should he have resources to the begging bowl all his lifetime? This question may be considered and replied from two standpoints. One, who are the fit persons who have the right to live by the begging bowl? Our Shastras say that those persons who, getting rid of or becoming free from the three main desires, that is, progeny, wealth, or fame, accept sannyas are fit persons to live by the begging alms. They cannot make cooking arrangements and dine at home. The duty of feeding them rests on the shoulders of householders. Sai Baba was neither a householder nor vanaprastha. He was a celibate sannyasi, that is, sannyasi from boyhood. His firm conviction was that the universe was his home. He was the Lord Vasudeva, the supporter of the universe, and the imperishable Brahma. So, he had the full right to have recourse to the begging bowl. 2. Now, from the standpoint of Pancha, five sins in their atonement, we all know that in order to prepare foodstuff and meals, householders have to go through five actions or processes, that is, kandani pounding, peshani grinding, udakumbi washing pots, marjani sweeping and cleaning, chuli lighting hearths. These processes involve destruction of a lot of small insects and creatures, and thus the householders incur a lot of sin. In order to atone for these sins, our Shastras prescribe five kinds of sacrifices, that is, Brahma Yajna, Veda Dayanan, offering to the Brahman or the study of the Vedas, Pitra Yajna, offering to the ancestors, Deva Yajna, offerings to the gods, Bhuta Yajna, offering to the beings, Manushya Atiti Yajna, offering to men or uninvited guests. If these sacrifices enjoined by the Shastras are dully performed, the purification of their minds is affected, and this helps them to get knowledge and self realization. Devotees' experiences. Now, to return to other more interesting subject, Lord Krishna has said in the Bhagavad Gita 9 of 26, whosoever devoutly offers to me a leaf, a flower, or a fruit or water of that pure hearted man, I accept that pious offering. In the case of Sai Baba, if a devotee really longed to offer anything to Sai Baba, and if he afterwards forgot to offer the same, Baba reminded him or his friend about the offerings and made him present it to him, and then accepted it and blessed the devotee. A few instances are given below. Tarkat family, father and son. Mr. Ramachandra Atmaran, alias Baba Saheb Tarkad, formerly a Prarthana Samajist, was a staunch devotee of Sai Baba. His wife and his son loved Baba equally or perhaps more. It was once proposed that Master Tarkat should go with his mother to Shirdi and spend his May vacation there, but the son was unwilling to do so, as he thought that in case he left his home at Bandra, the worship of Sai Baba in the house could not be properly attended to. As his father, being a Prarthana Samajist, could not care to worship Sai Baba's enlarged portrait. However, on his father's giving an assurance of oath that he would perform the worship exactly as the son was doing, the mother and son left for Shirdi on one Friday night. Next day, Saturday, Mr. Tarakat got up early, took his bath, and before proceeding with the puja, prostrated himself before the shrine and said, Baba, I am going to perform the puja exactly as my son has been doing puja, but please let it not be a formal drill. After he performed the puja, he offered a few pieces of lump sugar as Naivedya offering, which were distributed at the time of the lunch. That evening and on Sunday, everything went on well. The following Monday was a working day and it also passed well. Mr. Tarakan, who had never performed a puja like this in all his life, felt great confidence within himself that everything was passing on quite satisfactorily. According to the promise given to his son, on Tuesday, he performed the morning puja and, as usual, left for his work. Coming home at noon, he found that there was no prasad, sugar, to partake of when the meal was served. He asked the servant, cook, who told him that there was no offering made that morning and that he had completely forgotten to perform that part of the puja, offering Naivedya. After hearing that, he left his seat and prostrated himself before the shrine, expressed his regret, and at the same time chiding Baba for want of guidance in masking the whole affair a matter of mere drill. Then he wrote a letter to his son stating the facts and requested him to lay it before Baba's feet and asked his pardon for his neglect. This happened in Bandra on Tuesday noon. At about the same time, when noon Aarti was just about to commence in Shirdi, Baba said to Mrs. Tarkan, Mother, I had been to your house in Bandra with the view of having to eat something. I found the door locked. I somehow got an entrance inside and found to my regret that Bahu, Mr. Tarakan, had left nothing for me to eat. So I have returned from there without eating anything. The lady could not understand anything, but the son, who was close by, understood that there was something wrong with the puja in Bandra, and he therefore requested Baba to permit him to go home. Baba refused the permission, but allowed him to perform the puja there. Then the son wrote a letter to his father stating all that took place in Shirdi and implored his father not to neglect the puja at home. Both these letters crossed each other and were delivered to the respective parties the next day. Is this not astonishing? Mrs. Tarkan. Let us now take up the case of Mrs. Tarkan herself. She offered three things: bharat, roasted brinjal eggplant mixed, curds and spice; kacharia, circular pieces of brinjal fried in ghee; peda, sweet meat ball. Let us see how Baba accepted them. Once Mr. Raghuveer Bhaskar Purandare of Bandra, a great devotee of Baba, started for Shirdi with his family. Mrs. Tarkad went to Mrs. Pundare and gave her two brinjals and requested her to prepare bharat of one brinjal and kacharya of the other when she went to Shirdi and serve Baba with them. After reaching Shirdi, Mrs. Purandare went with her dish of bharat to the masjid. When Baba was just about to start his meals, Baba found the bharat very tasty. So he distributed it to all and said that he wanted kacharyas now. A word was sent to Radha Krishna Mai and Baba wanted kacharyas. She was in a fix, as that was no season of brinjals. How to get brinjals was a question. When an inquiry was made as to who brought the bharat, it was found that Mrs. Purandare was also entrusted with the duty of serving kacharyas. Everybody then came to know the significance of Baba's inquiry regarding the kacharyas and was wonderstruck at Baba's all pervasive knowledge. In December 1915 AD, one Govind Balram Mankar wanted to go to Shirdi to perform the obsequies of his father. Before he left, he came to see Mr. Tarkar. Then Mrs. Tarkar wanted to send something with him to Baba. She searched the whole house but found nothing except a peda. which had already been offered as Nevedya. Mr. Mankar was in the morning. Still, out of great devotion to Baba, she sent the peda with him, hoping that Baba would accept and eat it. Govind went to Shirdi and saw Baba but forgot about the peda. Baba simply waited. When again he went to Baba in the afternoon, he went empty handed without the peda. Baba could not wait any longer and therefore asked him straight, "What did you bring for me?" "Nothing," was the reply. Baba asked him again. The same reply came forth again. Then Baba asked him the leading question: "Did not the mother, Mrs. Tarkan, give some sweetmeat to you for me at the time of your starting?" The boy then remembered the whole thing. He felt abashed, asked Baba pardon, ran to the lodging, brought the peda, and gave it to Baba. As soon as Baba got it in his hand, he put it in his mouth and gulped it down. Thus, the devotion of Mrs. Tarkat was recognized and accepted. As men believe in me, so do I accept them. Gita 4 of 11 was proved in this case. Baba fed sumptuously. How? Once Mrs. Tarkan was staying in a certain house in Shirdi. At noon, meals were ready and dishes being served. When a hungry dog turned up there and began to cry, Mrs. Tarkan got up at once, threw a piece of bread, which the dog gulped with great relish. In the afternoon, when she went to the masjid and sat at some distance, Sai Baba said to her, "Mother, you have fed me sumptuously up to my throat. My afflicted pranas, life forces, have been satisfied. Always act like this, and this will stand you in a good stead. Sitting in this masjid, I shall never speak untruth. Take pity on me like this. First give bread to the hungry and then eat yourself. Note this well." This could not at first be understood by her of what Baba said. So she replied, "Baba, how could I feed you? I am myself dependent on others and make my food from them on payment." Then Baba replied, "Eating that lovely bread, I am heartily contented and I am still bleaching. The dog which you saw before meals and to which you gave the piece of bread is one with me. So also other creatures, cats, pigs, flies, cows, etc., are one with me. I am roaming in their forms. He who sees me in all the creatures is my beloved. So abandon the sense of duality and distinction and serve me as you did today. Drinking these nectar like words, she was moved. Her eyes were filled with tears. Her throat was choked, and her joy knew no bounds. Moral: see God in all beings is the moral of this chapter. The Upanishads, the Gita, and the Bhagavad all exhort us to perceive God or divinity in all creatures. By the instance given at the end of this chapter, and others too, numerous to mention, Sai Baba was practically demonstrated to us how to put the Upanishad teachings into practice. In this way, Sai Baba stands as the best exponent or teacher of the Upanishad doctrines. Bow to Sri Sai. Peace be to all.